Okay, so we are on Derelict Watcher. In the lower left, we have our red Zerg. It is Acer's Bly.
And in the top right is the blue Protoss from Fnatic. It is NightenD.
So another ZVP.
Yep. Hopefully no super fast proxy Oracle play this time that ends the game in like under 5 minutes.
Hopefully not.
Yeah. So
Zerg
this,
has this thing called a queen, though, so it usually doesn't happen.
yeah, true. But the Queen's kill Oracle's pretty slow, so it can still pick up a few kills. We may still see the Stargate though, like we saw in our last CVP, just getting that first Oracle out and then moving into bigger and better things. Always a
Definitely.
possibility.
This is still best of one, by the way, guys. So whoever wins this goes on, whoever doesn't is already out. Very fast beginnings here for the Zotac Cup, but yeah, there was actually a cool. I think it was before the Oracle change, honestly. But there was this really cool build that I saw someone do in his EVP where they got they did like a 4-gate into 3 Oracles, and they killed all the queens of the 4-gate, and then they went with the Oracles, and they won the game because like the queens couldn't pop out fast enough. It was both disheartening and really cool to watch.
Wow. 4-gate into Oracles. That's so interesting. That kind of makes me want to play Protoss just to try it out. I didn't think that would actually work out because you would have. Well, I guess the Zerg wouldn't know really, but I was going to say you wouldn't have anything to really defend you properly. So if they went like just a big bunch of roaches and went at you, you die. But that actually sounds pretty cool because I mean, who does that? Who gets roaches and
I
goes?
think it was also a 4-gate against someone who's only going for Ling, so that really helped out too.
Yeah.
Yeah, so
Especially if
they
you
get
manage to drop like a +1 or something, it's just like good game,
yeah,
Zerg.
exactly. So it was pretty sad. It was also on frost horizontal positions, like which is kind of notoriously bad for Zergs facing all ins.
Yeah. Oh.
Yeah, maybe probably not gonna see that this time. That was one thing, and it happened even before the Oracle change. No one's brought it back so far that I've seen.
Yeah. I tend to see the most viable builds out already, but I don't know, you never know when an opponent's going to switch it up. I know that Bly has a pretty good ZVP, so something risky might do alright against him. It depends how confident NightenD is, I guess. I don't know if these guys have played each other all that much. I'm sure they both joined these cups a fair few times. Like if you look at their stats and stuff, you can generally see a lot of Zotacs peppered in there. Actually, NightenD, he plays Zotac EU sometimes, I want to say. Isn't he from like Romania or something like that?
Well, they're definitely European.
Yeah.
That's all I know. I don't know
Really,
Europe.
Bly is as well. I always assumed Bly was like American for some reason.
Yeah, the Lings are on their
But
way right now.
yeah, that's actually a lot of
Yeah.
things. And
Yeah,
he
and there's
has
no
not
wall.
gotten anything, yeah, out of the gateway as of yet. So he's got the Mothership Core and that's all he's got. So he's either going to lose a lot of probes, cancel an Nexus. There's a lot of things that could happen right now. And he did open with the gas. So he's going to have speed out in not too long either.
What's he getting out of that gateway? A century out of the gateway. I don't know how long it's gonna last. I guess he can force build like on one end and maybe trap it somewhere, but the Nexus stays up. So eventually the Mothership Core will have a with an overcharge for either Nexus, but how many probes is Bly gonna take down before he's, held off? And oh my god, he's not even stopping. He's getting 10 more lings. This is gonna continue going on, and NightenD needs something else to get the, 1 or 2 sentries to hold this off.
Yeah, it's such a shame actually, because that sentry was kind of like damage control if he could get it to the ramp, but he couldn't even manage that. Now it's gone down, and the Lings are in the mineral line. Speed is about to kick in too, so they're always going to get an infinitely better concave, be able to pick up the focus, even if they are surrounded like so. So many probes dropping like flies right now, and here comes an extra round of Lings as well through the map. This, once again, may be a very short game, ladies and gentlemen.
Yeah, not quite as short as that last game, but still pretty short. Now remember, Bly sacrificed a lot of drones for this, so he's only at 15 to 13, which isn't that bad, but he can't save his Nexus. Maybe if he can save his Nexus, he can save the game, but it's not looking like it's going to happen. 18, 22 more Lings, still on the way, no end in sight, and, yeah. The only end that's coming is the cannon, and that's bad for NightenD.
Yep, more or less. Even so, I mean, gosh, it's going to be so long before he can actually use an overcharge again. And the Natural's still pretty much naked. He's just waiting for his Lings to regroup, and he can go in there anyway. A couple of zealots and a sentry being warped into the mineral line, so the mineral line may survive a little bit longer yet. But still, that's so many lings. That's 46 lings out on the field right now, and if he doesn't want to try and headbutt into this kind of sim city that he has right now, he can always just go down, kill an Nexus, and then come back later. There's not enough for another overcharge just yet. Looks like he's able to more or less squeeze his way in here anyway. Actually, really nice sim city with the zealots, I gotta say.
Yeah, that's super good SimCity. Like the pylons, the zealots, it's all working out really well in NightenD's favor. And I'm surprised that Bly is not giving up here. Like the warp gates are going to get better and better for NightenD, but you can at least get the natural and try and go into a macro game. But he's not. He's going to try and like butt heads with the zealots that are having much better trades because of the surface area. And I don't know if Bly might be throwing this away a little bit. Yeah, I think so. He just threw away so many lings. Oh, okay, finally he's stacking the Nexus.
Yeah, he's killed 18 workers and he's still at 15 drones versus 13 probes. Now with the new round of drones, he's skyrocketed up to 23. So he's got a 10 worker lead. He's also going to be able to take out the Nexus on the natural with those extra lings. And so from here he can keep pumping lings or he can keep droning. It looks like he's doing a bit of both at the moment. Which is fair enough. I mean, he's got complete control of this game. He knows exactly what NightenD has, and he knows how much he can actually come out at him with right now. He can't really leave his base without losing everything, so he's safe to do whatever he can.
Yeah. Another cannon happens just in time as the lings were starting to chomp away at those zealots. Now the warping does happen though, and that's you know, Bly still has a good number of lings left, 14. He might want to consider, oh, nice force field. Definitely a good one to keep him in the base, because I was going to say Bly could probably choose to, you know, go back and have those just for his defensive purposes, because I feel like he should macro up from this instead of trying to end it. I guess he just wants to try and contain NightenD on one base as long as possible. I need lings for that.
Yeah, keep him distracted, and he's getting the roach warren up now in a second gas, or third gas rather. Nope, second gas just in the natural. And almost gets the sentry, so close. But so yeah, that one link's still buying him time. I mean, against this amount of zealots, he's always going to get the worst end of the trade, so he's really banking on that roach warren coming up. So that when NightenD does finally come across the map, he's going to just crush it without help whatsoever.
Yeah, and sending these lings continuously into the main makes sure that NightenD can never ever get a natural, because even if he goes down to the natural, he has to make sure he has a force field, which he doesn't have right now, to stop the ling run bys into the main. So that's further delay for NightenD. So Bly, yeah, he's in control of this game. The supplies are really even though. He's just only now starting to really power through those drones, getting up to about 40 after this next round, and that's really going to let him, you know, finally start showing his lead in the supply as well.
Yep, that's more or less it. I mean, he's got a really good drone count. Actually needs to spread out his drones a little bit. I suppose once he gets that next gas in the main there, that'll even out for him. So we're sitting at about 40 drones to 13 probes still. I mean, he's starting to produce some extra probes, get some extra zealots. He has no choice but to kind of move out at the moment and see what he can actually do on the other side of the map. But we have a huge line of vision from Bly with all these overlords in a straight line across the map. Once the lair comes up, he can even use those for a creep highway and then just go for it and kill NightenD more or less. He does have a fair amount of zealots out here. Sadly, though, they don't have +1 or anything like that, so they're going to super duper struggle against the roaches that are coming out.
Yeah, I don't see this working for NightenD, but really, what was the other choice? Try and get a Nexus? Yeah, maybe that's probably not going to work. I additionally had no idea what was going on Bly's side of the base, so no idea if a third's already up or anything like that. It's not. He doesn't know that. The roaches are already out. That's NightenD going, darn. I was really hoping maybe he had forgotten about the roach warren, just had lings. That's not the case. Force fields are about as good as you can get them, but the roaches still have, you know, breathing room, unfortunately, which means the zealots are not going to do well at all, and the spine crawlers are also going to get up. Well, they're not.
There you go. GG. Play's feeling a little bit cheesy today.
Well, in best of ones, cheese usually works out, but
why not? Why wear yourself out? Secure your spot in the grid. Continue watching some DreamHack. I suppose that'll work out for you. I think DreamHack stream should more or less be over. Yeah, it's actually off now, I think. So cool. Seeing the viewers starting to roll in. Welcome, guys.
Stop.